The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
The Real Pod is brought to you by our good friends at Nando's. They've got restaurants across Aotearoa, and if you order through the Nando's app, you can collect Perry Perks points to redeem for delicious rewards. Hit nandos.co.nz to learn more and start earning.
We should have no conversations that aren't recorded for the Real Pod.
I know, but it could be our little top piece is what I'm saying. Oh,
Yeah,
don't you
yeah.
worry. T.I.'s recording.
It's definitely a recording.
I can tell
Okay.
by the look in his eyes. I can tell he's going to cry. Is it over me?
Are we doing a podcast right now?
No. Are we?
I think we are.
Kia ora, welcome to The Real Pod. This is your real news, real life in New Zealand podcast. My name's Jane Yee. I'm joined by Duncan Gree. We've got T.I. here in the producer's seat, as always. Hi, Dunk.
Kia ora, Jane.
How you going?
I'm good. I'm good.
How are you, T.I. here?
Oh, case pie, thank you, Jane.
What I'm doing right now, by the way, is I'm stalling as I try and find the document. So
The reason I'm good is we've got a brand new website at the Spin-off.
I had that in the real news, but never mind, that's fine.
Well, that's just that. That could still be in the real news. I'm just explaining why my personal mood is impacted by this piece of technology and design and user experience being launched.
It's so good.
It's lovely.
It looks so great. And we haven't had too many gremlins, right? Like, obviously, a few little
There were always going to be some,
teething issues.
but really like a startlingly low number.
You know what you didn't do? You didn't real pod. You didn't real pod the blimmin' site launch.
Yeah. Well,
Nailed it.
we've got a long history of real podding every site launch. So I was anticipating that. I'd mentally prepared for the crushing horror of it just derailing in some way, and it just didn't.
It's like we've grown up.
Beautiful.
Hey, some important stuff. First of all, our corny pins. They're in the country. Duncan and I, like absolute nerds, have both got them on our backpacks. And you can get your own, $15. Head to the Spin-off's brand new website, go to the shop, buy yourself a pin, buy one for your friends. Once they're gone, limited edition.
I think we're over 50% sell-through, right? There's not heaps left.
It's not heaps left. They're gorgeous quality.
Yeah.
And shout out to Julia Howard as well, who designed them, and then Toby Morris did the lovely backing card, which in and of itself, a great little calling card, but you don't want to give it to someone, but you let them take a photo.
I also want to shout out Ange Windust, who runs our members program and ships these things out with her colleague Alyssa. Hell of a job, both of them.
Hell of a job, and they made sure it happened, and it's a wonderful thing. So make sure you get one. Also, the Real Pod Corner, you can find us facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner, and on Instagram, the Spin-off Podcast Network. We've got some Nando's news. You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm so ready for it.
Can for Chips is coming back. It's going to be running national. Oh, this is like win-win, okay?
It's also just very nice that after...
That's what I'm saying. You get to do a good thing, and you get a good thing.
That's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that Nando's has just enjoyed a very long lockdown and could have been forgiven for just thinking about itself. But no, it's brought back one of its most glorious charitable endeavours as soon as it's able to trade properly again in Auckland. That's beautiful as well.
So week commencing 6th of December, hoping all restaurants will be open by then, assuming they will be. Bring in your cans, and in the little liner note I've got here says, please. It was very hard to ignore an extended please like that, you know. As our food Rescue partners are desperate, so they particularly want tinned protein, like tuna, baked beans, maybe keep your own stash of tinned tomatoes and take in some proteins instead. That's a good idea. Tinned veg as well. Tinned veg. I've got none of that in my cupboard.
Just as soon as it gets in, it's straight down your gullet, Jane.
That's the way.
Sometimes
I keep a knife in the car and I just stab through
and just chuck
nick those mushy peas.
It's weird hanging out with Jane when she does that, but all have our hobbies.
Yeah, we do. Also, that's working with the Auckland City Mission. Oh, so. God, I'm doing a terrible job of this. Straight out the gate.
It's authentic. It's you.
You take in your can, you get some peri-peri chips. It's an exchange situation.
It's amazing. We've done 3 minutes. You haven't explained the basic concept of it.
Can for chips. Also, Nando's are doing a gift drive for the Auckland City Mission to help them collect Christmas presents for kids in need, hoping that restaurants will be able to be drop-off points, but details to be confirmed because, COVID. But in the meantime, if you want to buy a present for a little kid, then go to, or a medium, or a big kid, go to the shop. Go to the shop, get one, and send it direct to the ACM depot, which is at 15 Auburn Street in Grafton. They normally do a big Christmas drive, but again, because of lockdown, haven't been able to. So they want to put some gifts in their food parcels. They normally do that desperately short. So please get amongst and sort that out. All right, is that good?
Yeah, that's real good. Nando's, what a company.
I know, Nando's. The Real Pod's brought to you by Nando's, in case you missed it. The real news now. Let's get into it. Well, in case you missed it at the top of the pod, the spin-off has had a lovely facelift. Can you just give us a few top-line beats, Dunk?
Well, it took us 2.5 years. We literally started in July 2019. I looked it up. And we worked with this lovely design studio called Studio Akin to basically try and find a way to visually express the vibe of the spin-off. And that took like 1.5 years. And then we worked with Translate Digital, who run our sort of our platforms, and that process took a little less than 1 year, but I just love it so much. And it was really well run. I've got to shout out to Ellie Rivera, our marketing manager, who sort of project managed the whole thing. But I guess it just feels like it's just lovely and fast and intuitive, and it makes podcasts much more accessible than they previously were. Stop laughing, Jane. I'm allowed to be honest.
I love it. I know. I'm happy about it. I'm glad you gave our little pods a shout out.
And makes video much more accessible, and it just has a lot more sort of personality and of our sort of sense of humour and worldview and colour and all that kind of thing. It's got New Zealand typefaces. And so just the whole thing feels more like us. And then in some ways, the thing that I'm most excited about is the fact that we can now just evolve it. Because the old site was, we always knew it was going to be replaced, so you've got a lower incentive to kind of play with it. And this is just designed to be played with. Also, the apps are just glorious now. If you're listening to this and you don't have the spin-off app, please give it a hone. It's just a really beautiful, really fast, totally as good as anywhere app experiences. Live updates is really, really beautifully incorporated into it. And
it's free. Because once upon a time it didn't used to be. I bought my spin-off app back in the day. Paid good money for
Jane?
That. Yeah,
what
can I
a sweetheart.
It looks amazing. Go and have a look. And also just want to shout out, what is this, My FM? Shout out Toby Morris and Tina Tiller. You guys are very familiar with Tina.
100%.
She produces this podcast a lot, has done for years and years. And she's actually, surprisingly, she's actually not an audio engineer by trade. She's a graphic designer. But, you do what you...
It was just so many people working really hard, working for each other, making this thing happen, doing it above and beyond and around their day jobs. And it just feels like this beautiful place for us to be. And I feel like Real Pod listeners in particular will love it. So
yeah.
you know.
I think I've got an idea that you should do a fold interviewing yourself about the site.
No.
Not a monopod. It's Duncan on Duncan.
Oh, I feel like I've already got enough of a really, really bizarre, not particularly well-hinged reputation. And if I start doing that kind of thing, it's just...
Look, you can be forgiven. Lockdown affects people in strange ways. Not TVNZ, though.
I'm surprised I haven't done... No,
that was a
that's
segue,
true.
and you
That was a
fucked it.
segue. I did.
TVNZ have dropped their 2022 schedule of shows. Highlights include Lego Masters NZ, which I'm very excited about. Another season of the best show in all the world, Celebrity Treasure Island. I'm nervous because this season was so good. Sorry about that noise. That's children pulling a chair up to my door, my bedroom door, so that they can burst in at any moment. Wait, here it is. Hello. What's up? I'm recording.
Which one of your children
I'm
is
doing
it,
a
Jane?
podcast. No, I'm not looking at your iPad. What?
What's going on the iPad?
What about it?
We got Roblox?
Toka Life.
Oh,
What do you-
Toka Life. Oh, yeah.
What?
That's what our kids started playing when Roblox was down.
Yeah, it's great.
No,
What?
you're not looking. You can't see it.
Okay, no, okay. What am I
This is
looking at?
wildly
If you're
cute.
looking at it, feel it.
Is that Maisie?
Oh, you've smashed your iPad.
It was an accident. And it works.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
It works.
This is amazing. Literal breaking news.
Can you see that?
Maisie has smashed the iPad.
Okay.
I think that's usable. It's not going to cut her fingers.
Go.
But
go,
hey, good on
go.
her.
I'll sort that out.
I would have put
later.
that next to my twin brother and tried to attribute the blame that way. Jane, just for those of you not watching at home, Jane has just sort of tilted her head back with this expression of complete despair. And that expression is still on her face, even as she's tilted her head forward.
That's 3 from 3. 3 from 3 iPads that we've owned that have been smashed.
Were you raw
One
dogging
way-
it though,
one way each.
without a rubber protection kind of case on it?
Talk to their father, okay? It's not on me. Anyway, okay. Oh my God. Okay. Other things that are happening. Siobhan Rukiri is hosting that mysterious island show, Love Island-y type thing, dating show. She did a great little spiel in the showcase, which actually doubled up. Like, she's the same material that she used when she did a happy birthday video message for Alex Casey.
That was such a crazy niche Easter egg. The fact that she did, it's literally the same location, the same material. They're like drinking bubbles in my bubble.
Yeah.
Which she used in a really, really excellent message for Alex Casey's 30th, which, that was great for us and for no one else.
I know, right? You and I were like, hey, seen that before. We were the guinea pigs of sorts. Anyway, also, what else is happening? There's a new talent show that it's 60 seconds. People have got like 60 seconds to impress the judges, right?
It feels like a very post-TikTok show. I think that this could be a disaster. You know, there's some shows, that Lego Masters is going to be good because it's a well-established international format. It works. 60 seconds could be a total horror show, or it could be good. Who knows?
I guess we'll find out next year.
The main thing about it though is like they've gone really hard on local again, but they haven't gone hard on big international franchises. I wonder if on some level the fact that CTI, which was a revival of a very ancient piece of IP that would have been near zero in terms of its perceived value, and the fact that that was more of a hit than The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, like you've got to be thinking, why are we shipping that money overseas when this sort of homegrown format has the potential to be bigger? I guess which is on some level disappointing for people like you and I who quite like an international franchise and so on, and the fact that The Bachelor and Bachelorette aren't returning was a sadness for me personally, as I'm sure it was for you. But it'll be the first year that there hasn't been a big international love show since.
But we're making our own, right?
Well, we're making our own, and next year we've got Heartbreak Island on Discovery as well. But it is. It's been since The Bachelor came in 2015, there has been either The Bachelor or Married at First Sight or The Bachelorette or both right through.
Is no one doing Married at First Sight?
NZ, no.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a curse. The New Zealand version is cursed.
It's a cursed franchise. But the point is, we just had 7 years of that thing. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, if CTI is anything to go by, perhaps this new Love show will be, if they're not restricted by international format, perhaps they can push the boundaries a little bit and make it as great as CTI. Here's hoping. By the way, if you want a job on Lego Masters NZ, it's an entry-level position. They're looking for Lego sorters. You'll have to dismantle the bricks between challenges, and you need to be available between January and May next year. Can be part-time, can be full-time. So if you're not happy with your working at the law firm, if you're not happy outdoing the lawyer's law firm, not happy at outdoing the roadworks, get amongst some brick sorting. Could be a nice time. Also, Di Henwood's hosting, so you get to meet him, get a selfie, which is good. Another show that is up online already, is it up and away? Extreme Cake Sports. Duncan, tell me about it.
Yeah, so this, I got a message from Alice Soper, who is she's a commentator, she's a women's rugby player, she's just an all-round legend, a good follow on Twitter. Also daughter of Barry Soper, who News Talk ZB's political editor, who had a really extraordinary performance on the 4 p.m. For the 4 p.m. press conference on Monday. So just a big week for the Sopers in the media. But Extreme Cake Sports it's like a kids reality show, I guess, is what you'd kind of is the sort of loose genre of it. Basically, it's kids competing kind of like probably in the sort of 12, 13-year-old kids. They're in teams of 3. There are 2 bakers who are basically trying to make a quite elaborate cake. And the twist is that they only can unlock certain crucial ingredients when this team of sports people who are competing off-site, like playing like cricket or something, once they have to get a certain number of wickets to be allowed bananas or flour or quite crucial ingredients, and they've only got 45 minutes full stop to do the thing. So it's just a very, very charming show. I think like for parents, I think you could whack it on or watch it with your kids. The cutest part of it, number one, is that Alice and her co-commentator, Stu'd Uncle Jack Ty, they're very, very engaging. They're a wicked duo, and they commentate the whole thing in a kind of a machism, overexcited style. But there's something about like watching something which has a lot of the tropes of traditional reality TV, but kids are just not assholes the way adults are. So, for example, in the first episode, well, they are. No, that's true. But there's different kinds of assholes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I don't put my kids on reality TV.
Absolutely not. That's fair. So it's Marcia versus Diran in the kitchen in this, and basically, and then there's just something so wholesome about it and about. But yeah, I just found it very wholesome, very charming, and I think it's worth checking out.
If you're wondering what all those beeps are about, it's because Duncan just spoiled that episode after telling you to go watch it. Which is like number 1 rule, It is. We talk about a lot of reality TV. Anyway.
Normally, yeah. Okay, look,
I think I said there was one ep out. There's 10 eps out. It's on TVNZ on demand. It's part of the Hey Hey stable, and my kid's going to love this.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me know about this.
I think we can even compete in a few years once they sort of smashed all the iPads.
I mean, if there's like a Roblox mining coins kind of element to it, sure. Actually, it's not a bad idea. We need to copyright the spin-off. Okay, breakfast has gone rogue. Like this is starting to become a pattern. Okay, They played an uncensored version of DJ Khaled's Wild Thoughts. It played live on air. I think they were supposed to play the censored version, but they accidentally played the explicit one when they had their little music interlude into the break kind of thing, and it was rude lyrics. It got stripped from the +1 and on-demand broadcasts, but it harks back to just not that long ago when Jenny May dropped the F-bomb Remember she was talking about Eden Park? And she dropped an F-bomb, and then I went back to find it, and it had been taken off the on-demand version. But a corny got the, rewound on the Sky TV, the My Sky, and sent us a video of the original footage.
I mean, honestly, like at a certain point you have to say, are these mistakes or is this strategy?
But it's making the news every time.
Exactly.
Makes me want to watch it.
Well, and they've got this TikTok channel which is going really well for them. There's just a generalised sense that stuff happens on breakfast in a way that the AM show, or AM as it will be known next year, is much more of a traditional, serious, you know exactly what you're going to get kind of a product.
Maybe the AM show should call themselves fucking AM show.
Yeah, I mean, that would be bold. I don't know how that would go with the commercial partners, but they've got to outflank TVNZ. I mean, TVNZ is very much on their lawn in terms of 3 is supposed to be the loosey-goosey good time channel, and TVNZ is supposed to be the button down, the serious vibe thing. But they've really sort of outflanked them on this one.
This is a very Foldy-esque episode.
I'm sorry, but it's that time of year, to be honest.
It's hit after hit after hit of analysis. What can you do with this? Chris Parker has been lobbying the government to reveal when we can start having sex with strangers. Sex. Lovemaking with strangers.
Lovemaking.
So he does his little videos, his little viral videos, and he's done one just basically going like, there's a lot of people really keen to know when they're allowed to have sex. And he posted, the Prime Minister actually responded with a little, that I think it's like the wide-eyed blushing emoji, you know the one?
Yeah.
Which tells us nothing, doesn't answer the question.
They actually need to answer it. I mean, I'm curious about something a lot more PG, which is I want to play basketball again, and I know that IHF feels the same because we play in the same game. But and basketball is about the same amount of physical contact
if you're doing it right.
The way that we do it. There's a lot of bumping, and I'm curious. So do we have any answer? Like, is there any beyond the Prime Minister being
all I can
approved?
say, the official response is blushing emoji face. That's your answer. I want to know when we can have friends in the house. Is that part of the traffic lights?
That's the start of the spectrum that leads to intercourse.
Okay, all right. Because I guess the thing is, if you're having friends in the house, you're supposed to have them 1 metre socially distanced. Now, unless you are even if you are particularly well endowed, you shouldn't be making contact. So it's off the table, still off the table, right?
Rude pod.
So rude. I'm sorry. That was gross. Has your hair grown out of control during lockdown, Duncan Grieve? You'd say yes?
Yeah, big time. I mean, I'm going to get a haircut on Thursday, but I'm going to leave it long on top. Before
you do, I have a request, because the Cornies have been hearing about your lovely mop of hair. And someone wanted to see... It is a literal mop. It looks like a mop, like a real grizzled, grey, washed out. Anyway, you look like old mate from Grand Designs, Moller. Oh yeah, I'll take that. He's distinguished, so I'd take that if I were you. But anyway, the Cornies have... Oops, that sounded like a fart. It wasn't. It was me moving. I've got my laptop sitting on something, just to be clear. I would own up if I did. You know that. I do. Especially on this podcast. We've released new cover art for our lovely pod. And someone was like, I really was hoping to see Duncan's new hairdo on that podcast. Here's an Easter egg. Those photos were taken before I even went to LA, so like 1,000 years ago. But anyway, so hearing the call, I actually the other day during one of our staff meetings took a little screenshot of you, Duncan. And and I shared it with the corner. With my permission? And I felt bad about it. No. I mean, I think the words I used were only posting this because Duncan's not on Facebook. But then I got the guilt, and so I'm telling you about it. But anyway, they're all like, wow, it looks great, rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, you should see it when it's freshly washed. So my request to you is before you get the chop, can you please wash it and then take a photo for the corner?
Yeah, well, I'll wash it on Thursday morning. But does it have to dry?
It has to dry because you've got to get it
So I
in.
have to wash it tomorrow and then just leave it.
You have to get it in full fluff mode.
It's so fluffy though. Jesus. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it for the corn, for the children of the corn.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. I know you're a big star, but Lorde has been wearing her hair, well, one time at least, as a scarf. She did this for the 2021 Guggenheim International Gala event in New York last Wednesday.
OMG, same.
She's a lady with a lot of hair, and I guess, cold. It's getting to be winter, isn't it, over there?
It is.
And New York's a cold, cold place.
Bitter.
Bare neck, just pop your hair around it and secure it with a bobby pin or 20 and lovely updo and also very practical.
I'm glad that we did those two hair-related stories in the right order in terms of the interest.
Yeah. Number one and number two most important.
Yeah.
Finally, in the real news this week, we don't have any Dunedin animals, but we do have a Dunedin, or at least Otago, I don't think it actually says exactly where, Freddie Mercury impersonator called Steve Larkins. He used to do cruise ships, but cruise ships not so much a thing at the moment. So now he is turning his talents to real estate videos. Someone's hired him to advertise a sale of a couple of sections, and I just saw like the first 5 seconds of one of the videos sitting at a piano in a field playing a Queen song with rewritten lyrics that talk about the property. And it's just a lovely little thing. And real estate videos have really come a long way.
Yeah, they're a great genre. I think we need to do a lot more with them.
Oh, it's happening. I'm sure it's happening. I mean, I'm seeing raps.
No, I mean we.
Oh, we do.
The spin-off / the real
spin-off.
pod.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe this can be our whole new thing, is just reviewing real estate videos. Okay, let's have a break. We'll come back with some real life.
Scientists are leading the conversations about the future of Aotearoa and the biggest challenges of our time: our land, ocean and climate, our physical and mental well-being, our food health. It's never been more important to understand science. At the University of Otago, you'll study alongside world-renowned experts and researchers. Explore your postgraduate options now. He heringa tangata, he tūhura kōrero. Find out more at otago.ac.nz/PG Sciences.
I'm just thinking, Freddie Mercury. Is this the real life? We could have used that as
Is this
our...
the real pod?
Yeah, I know, but this section's called real life.
Oh, yeah.
It could have been our sting.
We just couldn't afford the rights.
I thought I'd considered it actually at one point when I was making it, and then I thought it would be a bit of a cop out to use somebody else's music when Paul Williams did such a beautiful job.
That's right.
I feel like the real pod deserves
original compositions.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I set you a challenge because I don't know how familiar you are with the Max Key corner sting.
Not at all.
But that popped for many, many years. The corner love it. It's a banging tune.
We should have that. That should be on Spotify.
It should be on Spotify. But I think, your challenge could be to compose a Real Pod original pop hit.
That would be a shoe-in for gold medal at the New Zealand Podcast Awards.
Best original sting. That's got to be a category.
It should be. You're right. It totally should be. I'm meeting with them next year. I'll bring it up. Okay. In real life, last week I meant to talk about this on the pod and I forgot and it's haunted me. Oh, here's another child. Same child. What part of me saying I'm doing a podcast now, so make sure you don't come into my room? Did you not understand?
This stays in. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I just got to update Roblox. Guys.
Well, you brought it on yourself.
By having children.
Well, just not updating Roblox. Like, come on.
Oh, I updated someone's Roblox before. It was clearly one of the other ones.
It was, I think, June.
Okay, it was June. All right, there we go. Take that away. Close the door. Bye. Have fun.
Have fun.
The
I'm having fun.
So good.
Okay.
Owned by your own.
Last week in our staff meeting, we won some podcast awards. We're very proud. And so I got in on the meeting. This was all the company-wide, and I nearly made it to the end without embarrassing myself, but I didn't. And I said, so big ups my team during the staff meeting, and it was really embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
Did you notice it when I did it? It's just a horrible thing to say, and I don't know why I said it.
It was, I mean, because there was, 50, 60 people on that call?
Okay, I don't...
They all heard you say it.
It's horrible.
And a lot of them haven't worked here for very long. They don't really know you that well.
No,
they just think you're the kind of
no.
person that says big ups to my team, unironically. And that's just who you are as a person.
Duncan, I don't think it was ironically. I think I just...
No,
I
that's
just
what I
felt like
mean.
my-
You didn't. That's
No, it
literally
wasn't.
describing
Yeah.
what happened.
It's so bad. I was very embarrassed. How do I stop myself from saying
You can't.
embarrassing
That's
things?
just your personality now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
In other news about my life, I think I want to get into crypto. Is that a good idea or a
I
bad
think it's
idea?
a great idea. I feel like every time you're thinking about getting into crypto, you should do it, because every time you think about doing it, you think that it's over, and then it just keeps going, and it's going to go forever. And yeah, sure, it's probably some kind of giant pyramid scheme, and it might be the next kind of subprime mortgage crisis thing that tears down our institutions, only there won't be a
when the facts
solve.
change.
But, it's just, maybe we're just at the start of some kind of crazy revolution. It seems ungovernable. I don't know how anyone will get their arms around it. I find myself reflexively freaking out over the implications of crypto and NFTs, and trying to construct justifications for why they're bad. And they certainly I hate the fact that they are essentially beyond text, but they're also kind of revolutionary, and I think you should just do it, Jane. I want more people I know to do it. I'm not doing it, but I want to do it one day, and I need to have trusted confidants who can explain it to me.
I mean, I'm definitely not going to be able to explain it to you. I'm going to buy some shards.
Oh, yeah?
And X Infinity shards. What I'm going to do.
What about you? Have you got any crypto?
No, but I've got a friend who he pays for a subscription to another person who will then put out updates on what they're following and the purchases they're making.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be playing board games and he will just disappear. We'll find him hunched over his phone, reading the graphs. I find it really confusing.
It is confusing, and I don't know how to say the F of NFT. What is it?
Fungible?
Yeah. I had killed it.
Like spongeable, but fungible.
That
sounds fun.
Spongeable.
I mean, you can probably buy a SpongeBob NFT,
It'd
right?
be very weird if... Yeah.
The one that I'm getting that I think, I mean, I've read the things and I still don't understand it, but I think that I can make money playing the game with my coins or my shards.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
And when I watch my kids play Roblox, and I'm like, you guys are genius traders. Actually, I need to understand this before I turn into my dad and me trying to explain how to attach an email, put an attachment on an email, you know?
This train is leaving the station, and either we get on it or we just become those people.
I'm getting on it. You've convinced me. I'm getting on it.
Great.
Getting on it.
So
I'll
we'll
let you
have
know how it goes.
Crypto Corner on the Real Pod from now on. Jane's Adventures in Crypto.
Also, my adventures in the garden on the opposite end of the scale, where I'm, on one hand, investing in crypto being like a 19-year-old, and on the other hand, being a 75-year-old woman. I planted my first rose bush.
Oh, how's that? I've got a load of rose bushes at mine. Do you want them?
Can you do that?
I don't know. They be transplanted? These are beautiful things, and we're just not going to keep them because I just want to make vegetables, and I've got heaps of them.
Let's talk about that off here because I've got limited space, but I'd love to check out your roses.
My roses are blooming right now.
What colour are they?
I've got some yellows, got some whites, got some sort of fuchsias.
Do they smell nice?
I can't really smell.
Okay. Oh, that's a symptom.
Well, no, but I never have. It's not new.
Okay. Well, maybe you're the index case. Anyway, so I planted a rose. I'm very excited. As soon as I planted it, the only bloom on it fell off. So I may have killed it, but TBC. Watch this space. Very riveting stuff. How's your life, Dunk?
Oh, yep. My life's good, I think.
You've just been new site for the last week, haven't you?
Yeah,
Really?
I have. It's been hanging over me. It's been a sort of Damocles, for sure. So that feels great. Had some people over, like more than one bubble on Friday for the first time, and it was just like extremely lovely. And went for 2 swims on the weekend after being my swim total for the season was 0 on Friday, and by Sunday afternoon it was 2. Went to Maraetai out south and then Long Bay up north, really like stretching.
Wow, you stretched right to the edges
whole
of
boundary.
the boundary.
It was beautiful. I felt that was just like extraordinarily invigorating.
Hey, question about the boundary. Who's patrolling the sea boundary?
I don't think anyone. That's the open boundary. If you really want to get out, that's the way around it.
Fullers could do like a secret midnight run.
I feel like once you commercialise the boundary crossing, that's when you're liable as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to play with your pay with some shards, I reckon. It's got to keep that income off the books.
Well, then I will be able to get on that Fuller's Ferry and go straight to the Coromandel because I will have some shards. 2 of them.
Shard rich.
Oh, is that it? That's us then, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that seems like a podcast.
It's something.
It's like, you know how crypto has kind of made the concept of finance and money and so on just kind of sort of blown it up. It feels like that was a podcast in that way, where it was like, was it a podcast or was it just some people talking? There was a lot of children walking in and out. It really was quite formless.
It was decentralised.
It was extremely decentralised. Yeah. Was I here the host? Who knows?
So I've watched as part of my job, I watched like this webinar thing on like how to make podcasts good. Clearly, I've learned
How many
heaps.
shards did you have to pay for that?
It was free. It was great.
Wow.
And one of the things that they said, or the main thing is, he was like, just make sure you prep, make sure you know what you're going to talk about, make sure that and we do prep via Tara Ward. She collates our stories.
We normally
she does a
watch
fantastic
the
job.
programs.
And we still manage to fucking make a meal of it, every single time. And I just think that's our special strength. And I don't want someone to tell me that my podcast is no good because we just get on the mic and have a yarn and we haven't got a clear focus or goal.
You know what? We actually went to an independent arbiter and they said, you're second best.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Second best
take that.
Is the comedy in how bad we are, though. Best not to ask questions.
Unintentional comedy. Could be.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Cornies. Thank you, T.I. here. Thank you to Tara.
Nando's.
Give us a bloody chance. No. Okay. Thank you also to Nando's. Don't forget.
Nando's.
Can for starting 6th of December, and also go and buy a toy for a child and send it off to the Auckland City Mission.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody.
Sounds like
it's been
the
a
kids are
lovely
kicking
time.
off again. I reckon one of them's broken another iPad.
Do you think a child in need would want another child as like a playmate for Christmas? Could I bundle one of them up, wrap them in some brown paper and send them off to the Auckland City Mission as a gift for another child?
I reckon throw in 5 shards and you're talking.
I ain't giving my shards up for anyone. Okay, bye.
Bye. Kia ora, I'm Duncan Grieve, founder of The Spinoff. You can help us keep all of The Spinoff's award-winning journalism free for everybody by becoming a member today at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spinoff. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spinoff member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spinoff Podcast Network.